Welcome back to New Views with Ariel Niu. My name is Ariel Niu, and today I'm going to share some networking conversation tips with you guys. So I always make sure that I am reviewing the type of people that I want to meet, what kind of people in what kind of industries, and beyond that, also the type of personalities I want to meet. So I'll say, hi, my name is Ariel. I'm a creator and coach on self and social dynamics. Yeah, I came today because I'm looking to connect with people in the media industry or in the tech industries. What about you guys? So short, but very clear about what I'm there for, what my name is, what I'm doing, maybe one line about a specific goal if that's part of my specific intention of being there today, and the type of people that I want to meet and connect with. Right away, that's enough for me to start filtering. I'm obviously not going to walk away right away, but if I notice that this group of people, okay, or this individual is very not aligned to what I'm looking for, then I'll be like, okay, cool. So tell me more about what you do. I'll do a little bit of small talk, and you know what? Maybe it'll surprise me. Even if they're completely different from me, I'll do a little bit of small talk to understand what they do, and maybe through that, I'm actually going to realize, oh, there are certain alignments or there's certain reasons why I would want to connect with this person more. So I'll still stay for a little small talk to just understand them a bit more and what they do. But if it's totally not aligned, then because I did that very intentional introduction, maybe a minute of small talk, understand what they do, share a little bit more about what I do, and then I can be like, okay, great. It was so great to meet you. I'm going to go mingle a bit. Have a great night. And I will naturally leave the conversation, no guilt or shame. Again, we're at a networking event. There's no guilt or shame in being very clear and intentional about what we're there for. The more confident we can be in expressing this and feeling good and certain about it, that is adding to our natural confidence. There's never a need to feel bad about leaving a group conversation. You're there for a reason. The person that's feeling bad is you. So if you do feel bad, then naturally it's going to be received as you feeling bad. So don't feel bad about being very intentional about who you're talking to, and don't feel bad about leaving a conversation if it's just not in alignment for you. When I start to engage with people, I'm going to make sure what I'm speaking about is coming back to my intention too. And sometimes it doesn't matter what their industries are, but it does matter what their interests are, what they're passionate about, what they're interested in. So as I'm interacting, I'll start to ask people, I'll start to share what I'm interested in. I love AI. I know that some people are scared of it, but AI has so many opportunities and potential. These are some of the areas I'm currently fascinated by, but I don't really fully understand. What about you guys? Do you guys know anything about this? Do you have interest here? I'll kind of story tell my interest, but in a way where I'm gauging what they're thinking and feeling about these topics I'm interested in too, because I'm intentional. So I will share my interests and I will ask questions about it to gauge if there are similarities there. I think it's highly effective, especially networking events. It can get stuffy. I always like to share a bit more about my personal story, and you pick and choose. Of course, you don't have to blabber your personal story, but whatever will be helpful for people to understand you. And especially, let's say you're a new grad and you put yourself in an environment that's intimidating, or you're a seasoned worker that decides to switch careers and you put yourself in an environment that's intimidating. Your story is going to be a very good talking point too. That is what's going to help people to get to know you and be impressed by you, be impressed by the moves that you're making. Most people that are just following the path and at the events because they're already in the industry, that's boring. To be someone that's different, to have the courage and confidence to put yourself in a new place, that's inspiring. So don't be afraid to speak to that. That's why it's about your energy, being confident and certain even in your uncertainties. And as we're in these conversations and interactions, the other things to keep in mind is just these moment by moment checkpoints. And a lot of it is just regulation. Whether we are very expressive, we should regulate, or we are getting too mute, we should also regulate. So what I always remind myself is when I feel a certain urge to tell a story, or if there's something that everyone's talking, I want to add in, I take a breath and I first say it. And then I try to just say the end thing first, like what my point is. So if someone's talking, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love that. I just had a recent experience where I also learned the same thing as you. Take a breath. So what happened was, and if you start to feel inferior, you start to feel like maybe you're not saying so much, don't overthink on that, because whatever you think and feel is going to grow. So the more inferior you feel, the more you feel like you're not speaking enough, you start to over worry, it's going to show in your energy. So instead, just regulate. Remember, it's always good to observe. It's always okay to observe. You don't have to say anything right away. And if people are talking, instead of overthinking about, oh, you're not saying enough, oh, should I do this and that? No, drop it and become very conscious and present of the conversation. Listen in. And if there's really nothing you can add, that's also a sign. Do you want to walk away and talk to someone new? Or can you start a new subject? You can even, if people are talking and you're listening, there's nothing to add, you can be like, wow, this is a space I've never heard of before. I have no experience here, but this is fascinating. Wait, can you tell me more about that? You can get curious about things. It's not always that you need to have something to contribute, and your contribution can just be your curiosity. So always see it from a new view. That's why the eye level balance, always come back to eye level balance. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for people's contact information. Also, don't feel the need to share your contact with everyone. If it's a group and you don't want to necessarily have every single person's contact information, number one, again, you have eye level balance. You know it's okay for you to connect with only the people you want to connect with, and it's just the purpose of why you're there. Make that clear in your head, because our insecurities and our feeling bad about things is coming through our energy. So you make sure you're okay with it first. But practically, what I like to do is the people I want to connect with, I'll lead in with, I loved hearing about your story here, or I loved hearing about your company. I would love to learn more about your company or your work. What is the best way we can stay in contact? So as I'm leading a conversation and I'm selectively choosing the people I want to stay in contact with, I'll lead in with the reason why I want to stay in contact with them, instead of just being like, hey, can I get your contact? Because if I say, hey, can I get your contact? And there's a bunch of people here, then it's a little bit awkward. But if I lead in with, hey, I really appreciate this, and this from you. I would love to learn more of this, and this from you. Or sometimes flipping, I'll be like, I really like this, and this from you. What I'm working on, I think there's going to be a lot of value and symbiotic opportunities for us. So I would love to stay in contact with you. What's the best way I can reach you? For me to lead in with a little story about why I want to connect with this specific person, then I don't need to do that with every single person here. After I do that, I'll be like, thank you so much. It was great meeting all of you. I'm going to go mingle here, or I gotta go. Have a great night. And if there are people that want to connect with you, but you're not really wanting to give your contact information to them, you have two approaches. Number one is easier. Give them your LinkedIn or your email. It's more far removed. Don't give them your phone number or your Instagram even. Give them something that is more far removed. Then that way, if they do reach out in the email or LinkedIn message, you can kind of still do a little bit of casual chit chat or say, hey, it was great to meet you, but it'll be up to you on how much you want to interact with them after, and it'll be easier to navigate that. So obviously that's easier. Boss move is being actually even more honest. So you can say something like, it was great learning about you. I love what you're doing. I'm super excited for you. I'm not sure if we can give each other that much value right now, and I'm working on specific projects for myself, so I wish you all the best. You don't even have to directly say, oh no, I can't give you my contact, but just that statement, you're letting them know, I'm not going to be giving you my contact, but I wish you the best. It's way more in your energy. You don't have to over explain, just be concise. But that's why take a moment, think about it, and think about why you don't want to give them your contact information. Normally, you just don't feel the alignment. So you just gently say that. You wish them well. You were actively listening. So wish them best on whatever they're doing. Call out a specific point to show them that you were there and you're present and you genuinely are excited for them. But what you guys are doing in your own lives aren't in alignment. You don't feel that you're going to give each other that much value. Thank you. I wish you the best. That's all you need to do. And you want to be able to maintain that energy. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Please also jump on my weekly live streams on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. You guys can also book a one-on-one session with me. It's also in the description below. That is the best way for me to help you with your personal life situations. You fill out an intake form. I understand what you're currently going through, and I help you refine your self and social identity. So really dependent on where you're currently at in your life. A lot of my clients have trouble with just their self, identifying where they're going, having more clarity and confidence in their own self. That's always the place that we start. Our own self-expression, our own self-knowing, our own self-acceptance, our own self-worth. Once we have that down, then we move into our social interactions, our social dynamics. So I can also obviously help you with your personal, social, and professional interactions with others, how you present yourself, how you deliver your words, how you engage and interact with others. But I always speak to both realms, self and social, because it is interconnected. Hey, thank you so much, whether you're tuning in from my YouTube or my podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys. Remember, when in doubt, just gotta see it from a new view. Just gotta see it from a new view. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.